name indicates, intelligence is one of the important factors through which uh, we are making our lives better. It is one of the important factors for living. Without this, nothing is possible. So, I would like to give a significance of the natural intelligence and how you are going to embed the natural intelligence with the help of artificial intelligence. So, coming to my first slide. One sec. Yeah. Uh, this is our university, MIT Art Design and Technology University. And the same thing I have been designed with the artificial intelligence. So to demonstrate what is the power of artificial intelligence, this first slide is the manual made where we have invested 5 to 7 minutes to create a single slide. So as I give this slide to one of the LLMs, it has created the second slide. So you can see the difference. But what is the input? The input is given by a human, and already the foundation has been built by the human. So as you can see the first slide, the difference between the first slide and the second slide, you may notice that there is a change in design, there is a change in the placement of the words. And one more thing, what intelligence has been incorporated in this particular slide is nothing but the location which we are we have asked, or the intelligence which have been embedded in this slide as the location. Okay, in the previous slide I have not mentioned the location, but over here you can see the sign, and we can embed the location also with the help of Google Maps. So try to understand how the significance is making the change of the artificial intelligence. Now, being a human, we have 5 different senses, and based on these senses, we justify the intelligence of the person. Okay. So the 5 senses include sight, hearing, touch, smell, and the taste. So you can see these 5 senses are being mimicked by the artificial intelligence with the help of computer vision, with the help of robotics, bioelectronics, taste sensing, electronic noses, and the speech recognition. Or here you can see the dimension of artificial intelligence with respect to each sense. So doing this or mimicking this particular artificial intelligence into diverse systems, we need to know how artificial intelligence work. We need to know what is the strategy behind this. We need to know how a person think and act based on the intelligence. So you can see over here, beyond these 5 senses, what is important. Okay, the examples have been mentioned with respect to the cognition. One of them is metacognition. So coming from the metacognition, if I want to generate some answers from the system with some logic, okay, so AI is going to generate that logic, AI is giving the answers also. But how it is going to evaluate the answer, whether it is correct or wrong, how the process has been done, how it is backtracking the results to find out the errors. And to embed all those things, I need to understand how the metacognition works and how you are going to put it into the machine. The second is kinetic awareness, internal diagnostic intelligence for complex systems, machinery monitors, and the vibrations with respect to different parameters, thermal spikes, structural failures. So, but obvious, the self model is going to do this with the help of artificial intelligence. But based on the context and the situations, we need to adjust the movements if the physical hardware become damaged. Ultimately, whatever the system we are creating, the human intelligence is going to check whether it is right or wrong. The third is cross-modal or the unified spaces. So converting all the forms of data. So we know that data is one of the important factors because each and every gadget is generating the data. And it is not just the descriptive part. We need to understand the mathematical formulation, how to convert that data into meaningful information. So the data includes not only text, it is audio, video, texture, some mathematical equations. So all those things we need to understand with the help of AI while building the AI system. The fourth dimension is swarm and federated networks, where decentralized as well as collective. So whenever necessary, I need to understand the working of a system as an individual module, and as per the necessity, again, I need to collect the intelligence to understand the module as a whole. And the last and very, very important is high dimensional data processing. So operating in mathematical spaces entirely hidden from human biology, AI can simultaneously analyze hundreds of non-visible wavebands. So it could be the satellite, it could be the predictive patterns across the abstract data variables. So these are some of the examples where actually we need to put our intelligence into the AI system. So coming to the machine intelligence, it is one of the basic domains or the parts of our AI. How we are making machine to learn or to solve a problem. There are three things which are very, very important. First is nothing but input. So whenever we are talking about the input, we should be very keen about the data set. Whether are we giving the proper input or the data to the system, it does matter. Second, performing the computation. So this is the middle part where you are eager to learn about the rules, about the patterns, about the associations and relations. And the last is nothing but the output or the decision. Once the decision has been given by the system, a human has to assess that output, whether it is right or wrong. So you can see the phases of the machine intelligence in the diagram as well. Now, what is the need of the machine intelligence? Why the human intelligence? Humans are not relying on the human intelligence themselves. It is not just that human expertise does not exist. This is the wrong thing where human cannot reach there. We are implementing or embedding the AI systems. The examples are navigating on marks where the normal or a common person is not able to reach and study the parameters or the environment. So we are sending the machines to learn these things. Industrial and manufacturing control in the assembly lines. Suppose there is a spectrometer analysis or the weather forecasting, astronomic discovery, there the AI systems are very, very important. Previously, we were learning AI as a black box, or we don't know how the AI systems were giving the output. But what we are doing now in the AI era, we are trying to understand the black box. We are trying to understand how the neural networks or the neuron circuits are responsible to behave in a particular pattern. Some of the examples have been given like face, handwriting recognition, speech recognition, recognizing people, driving a car, flying a plane. All those are the examples. Unless and until I understand these things, it is very difficult to mimic into a system. So with the help of AI, we are trying to establish the relationship and the correlation amongst the hidden and large amount of data. Next, yeah. So why the evolution of the AI has been started before 1956. But then also now only we are talking a lot about the AI. Why it is so? Because and only one reason is nothing but the data. Okay, previously in colleges there were specialization as AI, but now why the schools of AI is trending? This is the question among so many audience. So the answer for this is, though there are specialization in colleges or the universities, the significance of the interdisciplinary nature of AI, it is moving beyond coding. Previously, we were expecting students to be a good coder. Now, we are expecting that it is an interdisciplinary approach to learn the AI, how AI is deeply intertwined into different disciplines, because NEP 2020 is promoting the multidisciplinary approach of the education. The second thing is neuroscience and the cognitive science. If I want to replicate or study some biological neural behaviors, so you should not rely on a particular expertise. You have to learn the things, you have to learn the theory behind that and try to build better neuroformic hardware as well as the software architectures with the help of deep learning. Third part, which is very, very important, I have just established the machine and now my role is over. It is not like that. So we have to address massive real world problems like algorithmic bias, data privacy is lost. That's why the terms ethical and responsible AI came into picture. There are so many things where we need to govern the data, we need to govern the AI aspect in day-to-day life. Last is nothing but domain-specific AI applications. So whenever we are doing the specialization in artificial intelligence, I must know the domain knowledge. I must know how to incorporate that domain knowledge into the system. So it is the combination of one or more disciplines. The example has been given. Suppose I am going to build one of the application of finance. I must know how the finance works, how the finance theory and concepts lies, how you are going to incorporate those financial concepts into machine so that you can give one of the best fintech product. So these are some of the advantages where we are focusing on the AI aspects being the AI schools. Now, yes. So to boost all those things, what we need to do, we are joining the next generation of AI with the AI architects, accelerating the careers with elite master of AI program. Now, this is the general idea about the 4-year progress plan, because whenever we are doing in-depth study of a particular subject, we must know how the progress has been there with 4 different years. So first is nothing but foundation, which is very, very important. In that, the student is going to learn core programming structure, some high dimensional mathematics and deep linear algebra paradigms. Once the foundation is perfect, the second part is architecture. In the second year, the student is going to learn deep neural network, transformer training, and complex dataset pipeline. In the third year, now the integration is very, very important. Human in the loop interfaces. So try to understand human is intervening everywhere with respect to whatever the decisions have been given by the machines. Ethical governance frameworks and sandbox implementation labs. So this is very, very important step where you are combining the foundation as well as the architecture. Last, once my product is ready, I have to launch that product in industry. So launching live industrial products with prestigious and institutional technology partners. So it is not like just we have learned the techniques, we have the knowledge, we know how to simulate the systems, but the ultimate outcome of any knowledge is how you are serving the society with whatever you have in terms of technology. So interdisciplinary approach, computational science and cognitive foundation. Yes, in computational science, not only the software is important, the hardware also important. So try to understand the logic behind the computing. So when we are talking about the computational science, the computing power of the system should be more. Like instead of CPU, we are transforming to the GPU. Some distributed training structure should be there and transformer models which we use as ChatGPT or Gemini. We need to understand the nature of these systems. And cognitive foundation, it is exploring natural neural paths, psycholinguistic and philosophy of our mind. So when we are talking about the computational science, we should not forget about the cognitive foundation, which is acting as the baseline for the computational science. So these two things are very, very important to learn and to integrate as a interdisciplinary system. Now, what are the global trends, hiring trends in the industry? So you can see whatever the AI has been catered in different things, machine learning, engineering, NLP architect, AI safety policy lead, and data infrastructure. So you can see the trends. Machine learning engineers, NLP architects, the trend is more than data infrastructure because now the machines are intelligent. Previously, we were very keen about the roles of a data science, data scientist, data architect. Now the same thing has been transformed to the AI engineer, AI architect like this. So the global surveys highlighted that technical machine learning expertise combined with safety governance represents the highest tier of salary growth. So this is with respect to the careers where the students are interested in. Now, these are some of the tracks. Once I learn and complete my 4-year course, what are the different roles have been there in the market? So, with respect to the specialization, if I want to map those specialization with our 5 senses, the first is perception and vision, as computer vision we have seen. Language system, machines are translating the speech as well as the text. The governance, and the last one is nothing but neuro AI. Target enterprise role, robotics, large language architect, AI safety policy leads, and cognitive system specialists. There are some skills required which are related to the each specialization. So computer vision, if I want to create the perception and vision, I must know how the systems work beneath that particular application. For language system, again, transformer tuning and fine tuning, governance, fairness metrics, and large neuro AI, neural decoders, and EEG analysis. So most of the research is going on the EEG signals nowadays to understand the neuroscience. So AI is not a tool to replace biological human cognition vision. Try to understand this, but rather it is a brilliant mirror that challenges us to understand the depth of our minds. So we are, with the help of AI, what we are doing, we are trying to understand the nature of our brain. So these are the industry placement matrices. Enterprise tech, they are hiring 50%. Deep tech startups 30%, PhD and academic research 15%, and the public policy labs 5%. So these are some of the industry placements nowadays. So we have to choose one of the aspects of the AI to be expertise in that domain. Yeah. So these are the AI pillars. If being a fresher, what are the different things I need to understand about the AI? That is algorithmic transparency. Transparency is the basic thing where each and every language is supporting to the algorithm. So whenever a student comes and tries to solve a problem, okay, so we write some steps. There is some methodology, and that methodology is nothing but the algorithm. So we need to build the models that can detail their core decision-making logic and bypassing mysteries. Though we are teaching the algorithmic perspective of any of the problem-solving solution, the logic is embedded in the student itself. Okay, so the being a teacher or the facilitator, we are not going to teach the logic. We are just demonstrating the logic, but a same program can be written in different ways by applying different logics and the optimization techniques. So here our intelligence plays an important role. Second thing is inclusion and diversity. How you are designing the pipelines. It is one of the important things. Now the word is AI pipeline. Okay. So if I am taking the data from different sources, how you are collaborating it, okay, how you are processing it, and how actively it is giving you the balanced output. And the last is nothing but sustainable compute. So this is also one of the AI pillars where optimizing massive model training architectures to diminish carbon compute footprint globally. So you can just align the sustainable development goals with AI each and everywhere. You will find the application of AI where a normal human cannot reach physically. It is not with respect to the intelligence. So coming to the next part. Yeah. Now where the talent is deficient. Over there is a gap between the enterprise demand for deep AI engineering expertise and the global certified talent. Though we are saying that AI is replacing the humans, okay, what is the future of AI, all those things. But the current scenario is since there are no AI experts or that personnel is not in exist, we are facing the deficit in the industry at a global level, being the certified AI experts, so that the student has to secure high quality academic degree in a specialization to bypass the typical candidate pipeline. Ultimately, every student has to prove the potential with respect to whatever the stream he has been chosen. Now, this is the normal academic paradigm where we talk about the subjects, we talk about the application areas of the AI. But only the classroom teaching is important while taking any education? The answer is no. So the university is promoting the teaching beyond the classroom, like collaborative student ecosystem that inspires lifelong technology framework and the networks. Some of the examples I have mentioned where MIT ADT is promoting global hackathons, venture incubations, and global residencies. So these are some of the examples. Not only classroom teaching is sufficient in this era. So student has to prove everywhere whenever he is going to one of the competitions. So how we are going to give or offering these ventures to the student so that he is learning and remembering the things in a lifelong journey. So these are some of the aspects or the USPs of our universities where project-based learning is very, very important. We are promoting the projects from second year engineering. Not only the domain knowledge is important for a student. Okay, there are some schools associated to the engineering in terms of School of Holistic Development where student should aware with the holistic development of him in terms of languages, in terms of creativity, in terms of health practices. So we are offering the holistic development to the student, which again can incorporate and helping the student. And over here, we are going to elaborate the SCIL also. Leadership is one of the important aspects. So how the SCIL is going to help to a student with the leadership capability, because at the end the student is placed in one of the organization, and how the teams are being managed by a student is very, very important. So these are the co-curricular things we are incorporating into a student. Not only the academics, there are the research avenues, there are the incubation centers, there are some startup culture. So all those things are helping a student to be a better engineer. Now, this is the application blueprint of any academics or the degree. So an UG degree in STEM fields is appreciated, though we value custom logic portfolios highly. Core competency is very, very important in terms of mathematical foundation and linear algebra. Vision statement detail how you plan and orchestrate machine and human collaboration with the help of intelligence to improve your target domain. So this is one of the simple case studies I have been explaining with respect to the clinical research scientist in therapeutic context, evaluate systemic toxicology and formulate some chemical, we can say the drug. So this is human visionary instinct about one of the drugs. Now what the machine is doing, and machine is understanding, because it is very difficult whenever we are designing a molecule or simulating a molecule into a system. So the example is being given machine engine, how it is going to scale the human visionary into actual working product to give the results. So Google DeepMind's AlphaFold accurately maps 200 million protein structure, which is very difficult to understand by the human brain. And then it is going to accelerate drug discovery, iteration from decades to hours. Now, this is one of the posts I have been received. Why the CEOs are saying that AI is replacing the jobs? It is not all the CEOs are agree on a same opinion. So you can see the different opinions about this statement. Somewhere, yes, you can adapt and adopt the technology. The meaning or the summary of all those CEOs is nothing but the technology is changing in fast space. So what is the need of this generation? That yes, human intelligence is also need to change in a positive manner in that space. So at the end, humans are not replaced by the AI. Ultimately, in each and every step, okay, so humans are intervening the systems. They must be there. So to help the student to be a professional in whatever the stream he has been choosing, we are promoting them to be academically enlightened, technologically adept, physically strong, mentally alert, intellectually sharp, and spiritually elevated. So it is not just the brain, it is 360-degree progress of a student where our university is